Have you ever looked at your bank account and wondered where all your money went? You earned a decent paycheck. You weren't living crazy, but somehow your savings look about as impressive as a gas station sandwich. Meanwhile, your neighbor just bought another gadget, your coworker is planning their third vacation, and you're sitting there thinking you're the only one who can't figure out money. Here's what might make you feel better and worse at the same time. Most people aren't better with money than you. They're just making different mistakes. And some of those mistakes are so common, so accepted, we don't even recognize them as traps anymore. My name is Alex, and I spend way too much time analyzing why people stay broke despite earning decent money. Today, I'm walking you through 10 things that are no longer worth buying. Not because they're evil, but because the math simply doesn't work anymore. If you're tired of watching your cash disappear into black holes disguised as smart purchases, stick around because what I'm about to share could literally save you thousands this year alone. Let's start with something that sounds smart but destroys people. Investments you don't understand. The number of people losing serious money on investments they can't explain is staggering. We're talking years of savings wiped out in months. Crypto investors who can't define blockchain. Startup investors funding businesses they know nothing about. Meme stock gamblers following Twitter threads. Here's what's really happening. One bad investment can erase years of careful saving. I've seen people lose $10,000, $20,000, even $50,000 chasing investments they heard about from friends or saw on social media. When it's going well, you feel like a genius. When it tanks, you convince yourself it's temporary. Meanwhile, your money is evaporating while you learn expensive lessons you could have learned for free. Every dollar you invest in something you don't understand isn't investing. It's gambling. And the house always wins. The solution? Only invest in things you genuinely understand after doing homework. Knowledge isn't just power in investing. Knowledge is protection. Second thing, overpriced car insurance. This one's painful because it's so unnecessary and so easy to fix. Most people overpay by $300 to over $1,000 annually. That's not a typo. We're talking vacation money, extra mortgage payments, retirement contributions, and they're overpaying not because they need premium coverage, but because they haven't compared rates in years or ever. Insurance companies count on your inertia. They gradually increase premiums banking on you not noticing. Meanwhile, competitors offer better rates to new customers, but you'll never see them unless you look. Comparing rates takes 30 minutes online. 30 minutes to potentially save $1,000 per year. That's better than most people's hourly wage. Yet they won't do it because it seems like a hassle. But here's the thing. The money you save isn't one time. It compounds year after year. If you save $500 annually and invest it, you're looking at serious wealth accumulation over time. This is the boring financial optimization that quietly creates millionaires. Third, Airbnbs. The platform started as affordable, unique accommodations cheaper than hotels. That's been completely destroyed. Here's how numbers work now. You see a listing for $150 per night. Reasonable. Then checkout hits you with a $75 cleaning fee, $30 service fee, various other charges. Your $150 room just became $255 before taxes. Compare that to a hotel at $200 with no hidden fees, daily housekeeping, front desk for problems, loyalty points, and ability to cancel without losing money. The Airbnb isn't just more expensive. It's less convenient and riskier. For frequent travelers, this adds up to hundreds per trip. People taking multiple trips yearly are literally throwing away thousands by choosing Airbnbs based on advertised rates that aren't real, and the cleaning fees are ridiculous. You're paying $75 for cleaning, but also required to do dishes, take out trash, strip beds. You're paying premium prices for the privilege of doing housekeeping. Hotels provide daily cleaning as standard. Yet somehow, we've been convinced doing work ourselves while paying more is a good deal. Fourth, extended warranties. You're buying a $500 appliance and suddenly the salesperson is deeply concerned about your future happiness. For just $99, peace of mind. Here's the math retailers don't want you to see. Extended warranties cost 15 to 25% of the item's price, but actual claims are under 15%. For every $100 spent on warranties, only $12 goes to repairs. The rest is profit, but it gets worse. Most don't kick in until manufacturer warranty expires. They're loaded with exclusions. Water damage not covered. Normal wear not covered. If you move it, warranty void. If you didn't register within 30 days using 3 forms of ID and a blood sample, it's void. Most people never even try to use them. They forget they have them, can't find paperwork, or discover the process is so complicated, it's easier to buy a replacement that $99 could have been invested earning returns for years. If you're buying warranties on multiple items yearly, you're wasting $500 to $1,000 annually on protection you'll probably never use and probably wouldn't work if you tried. Fifth, buying bulk food when half spoils. The wholesale club seemed like a great idea. Lower per unit prices. Well, being savvy, then your fridge becomes a science experiment. The average household throws away 20% of food they buy. 20%. For a family spending $400 monthly on groceries, that's $80 straight into garbage over a year, nearly $1,000 of waste. Bulk buying amplifies this exponentially. You buy giant strawberries because per pound price is better, but strawberries last 15 minutes before they become a biology project. You stock up on vegetables with best intentions, but life gets busy, you order takeout, and suddenly you're composting $50 of produce. When you buy large quantities, you feel less guilty about waste because each item seems cheap, but math doesn't care about feelings. Wasted food is wasted money. Even worse, bulk buying leads to overconsumption of non-perishables. You buy economy chips, then eat twice as much because it's there, saving per unit while spending more overall and compromising health. If you consistently throw away fresh food, you're not saving by buying larger quantities. You're wasting money in bigger increments. Real quick, drop a comment and tell me which of these you're guilty of. I read every comment and honestly, your feedback helps me know what content to create next. All right, 5 more to go. Let's keep moving. Sixth, buying sale items you don't actually need. The clearance rack is a black hole for common sense. You see something marked 50% off and your brain does gymnastics to justify why you need this thing you'd never heard of 5 minutes ago. You walk in looking for one item, but there's a sale on something else. Original price $70, today only $35. You're saving $35. Except you're not saving $35. You're spending $35 on something you didn't want until a price tag told you it was a bargain. The average person spends hundreds yearly on sale items they never use. Clothes with tags still attached. Kitchen gadgets taking up space. Books that never get opened. Electronics duplicating what they already own. Every time you buy something on sale that you don't use, you're not just wasting the money spent. You're giving up opportunity to invest that money or spend it on something you actually value. The clearance mindset creates scarcity that overrides rational thinking. You feel pressure to buy now. Even though similar sales happen constantly, never buy something just because it's on sale. Buy things because you need them, want them, and would purchase at full price. Seventh, unnecessary holiday and birthday gifts. The average adult spends $500 to $1,000 annually on gifts for people who probably don't need or want what they're getting. We've created this elaborate system of obligatory exchange that enriches retailers while stressing consumers and cluttering homes. Think about the last 10 gifts you received that weren't from immediate family. How many do you still use regularly? How many brought genuine value? How many are sitting in a closet generating guilt when you consider throwing them away? Here's what's happening. You spend $50 on a coworker's birthday. They spend $50 on yours. You both end up with items you don't want, paid with money you both could have used for something meaningful. It's money laundering where everyone loses except retailers. The worst part, gift giving has become a financial hostage situation where nobody wants to be first to suggest maybe we should stop buying each other stuff we don't need. Meanwhile, everyone's secretly hoping someone else suggests it first. Have honest conversations about simplifying exchanges or focusing on experiences. Some families do Secret Santa. Others skip adult gifts entirely. A few do spending limits or homemade gifts only. Eighth, paying for degrees you don't use. Higher education convinced millions that any degree is better than no degree regardless of math. Here's the brutal reality. If you borrowed $40,000 for a degree where average starting salary is $35,000, you didn't get educated. You got scammed. Those debt payments will follow you for decades, preventing home buying, business starting, wealth building during prime earning years. The irony is cruel. You're told education is an investment, but investments generate returns. If your education generates negative returns for the first 15 years of your career, that's not an investment. That's an expensive mistake with a graduation ceremony. This doesn't mean education is worthless. It means being strategic about what you study and how much you pay. Community college transfers, in-state tuition, scholarships, and choosing fields with actual job prospects make education genuine investment rather than financial death sentence. But borrowing six figures to study something with limited earning potential is like buying a Ferrari to deliver pizzas. Ninth, small daily spending that provides zero lasting value. That $6 coffee every morning, the $12 lunch because you didn't meal prep, random snacks, energy drinks, convenience purchases without conscious thought. Here's where math gets depressing. A $10 daily habit costs $3,650 annually. Most people have multiple $10 habits. Morning coffee, afternoon snack, evening convenience stop. We're talking vacation money, significant debt payments, substantial emergency savings. But it's not just immediate cost, it's opportunity cost. $10 invested daily at reasonable returns becomes enormous wealth over decades. Instead, it buys temporary satisfaction forgotten within hours. You're trading long-term security for short-term convenience. The trap is each purchase feels insignificant. $6 for coffee doesn't seem like a big deal when you're earning decent money, but $6 multiplied by working days multiplied by years becomes a substantial sum that could have changed your trajectory. 10th and biggest, overpaying for housing. Whether renting or buying, housing is typically the largest budget expense. Because it's so large, even small mistakes have massive consequences. Traditional advice says housing should cost no more than 30% of gross income. But in many markets, people spend 40%, 50%, even 60% on housing. This leaves virtually nothing for saving, investing, or wealth building. You become a slave to your payment, working primarily to keep a roof overhead. Here's what happens when you overpay. Every other financial goal becomes secondary. Can't build emergency fund because all money goes to housing. Can't invest for retirement because you're house poor. Can't take career risks or start business because you need every paycheck. You become trapped in a golden cage of your own making. The solution requires uncomfortable honesty about needs versus wants. Do you need the prestigious neighborhood or want it? Do you need the extra bedroom that sits empty, or would smaller space allow wealth building? Do you need to buy now or rent affordably while saving larger down payment? Housing decisions in your 20s and 30s determine financial flexibility for decades. Choose wisely, because this single category makes the difference between building wealth and staying broke despite earning good money. There you have it. 10 things no longer worth buying, representing thousands in potential savings annually. The beautiful thing about avoiding these traps, the money doesn't disappear. It gets redirected toward things that actually build wealth and improve your life. Let me recap fast. Investments you don't understand, overpriced car insurance, Airbnb fees, extended warranties, bulk food that spoils, sale items you don't need, obligatory gifts, degrees you don't use, daily spending habits, and overpaying for housing. Stop funding industries built on your financial ignorance. Start building the life you actually want. If this opened your eyes to money you've been wasting, hit that subscribe button right now. I'm Alex, this is Capital Theory, and we're building a community that actually understands how money works in the real world. Drop a comment telling me which of these 10 hit home the hardest, and I'll see you in the next one.